Hey guys, come on in. Check 1 2 1 2. How's everybody doing today? It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna jump inside of Unity today, and we're gonna work on a few gameplay elements for my game Twisted Tower. I also want to show you what Felipe, which is the team's 3D artist, has been working on sort of in the background. He's done an incredible job, and we'll also talk about some new mechanics in the game. Come on in, guys. We're gonna have a blast. Let's go. By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, first things first. We have these pressure plates here, okay? And these pressure plates, when you press them, they will blow up. Where am I? They will blow up this little lever here. Okay, so let me hit play and show you what I mean. One of the things I wanted to do with this game. Hey Andrew, how you doing, buddy? One of the things I wanted to do with this game was I wanted to have pathing. By the way, it seems like there needs to be occlusion culling. No, we're good. It's just a little slow. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Let me turn it down a little bit. Okay, so we have this lever system here, right? And it will open these doors. Okay? What I want to happen is that when I press one of these pressure plates, when I walk on them, it will blow up this lever system. The reason why is because I want to force the player to go down a certain path. Okay? First things first. It's actually pretty simple and easy to change a texture to a model. The reason I want to change the textures to these models here is because I wanted a spiral, and Felipe did an incredible job here. I don't think it communicates exactly what's about to happen, okay? So it's actually really easy to do this. We'll double click the texture, and we can just add an X over top, and I've already done that here, okay? So if I hit save, it'll automatically update inside of Unity. It's not the greatest though, right? So what I'm gonna do is, it's not wrapped properly, so I'm gonna squash it just a little bit because it's a rectangle, okay? So it's a perfect circle now, see? Maybe a little bit more. Okay, now what if I wanted this X to glow? It's actually really easy to do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this all, flatten it, and I'm just gonna take this one X here. It's gonna be white. And the rest of this is going to be black. And what we're going to do is call this an emission map. And by the way, those just joining us, just remember you can download my free 2D game kit below. Also, my free 3D course, click below, totally free, no gimmicks. Just click below, enter your email, and you'll be enrolled in the course. And you can also watch my webinar about how to secure $100,000 with just a demo. Can't make any promises, I can just tell you what I do, okay? Click that below. All of those are totally free. My treat to you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that emission map. It's basically just like a mask, okay? The white in the texture, that's the occlusion map. Hold on. The white in the texture is what will glow. So let's turn on the emission here. There we go. And then we'll do a very bright. So if we turn on our effects here, you'll see how cool it looks. So we're going to do a little bit of a yellow here, increase the intensity, and now the pressure plate looks like it's going to cancel out something, right? So if I press that X, it's going to blow this up. So what I want to do is go inside of the pressure plate, and we're going to add a trigger zone. Now the trigger is called a lever deactivate trigger. We're going to put that in there, zero it out. We already have these made, okay? And we're going to turn on the box collider here. We're going to make sure it's the proper size. I'm going to put it inside of the frame here. Nope. Let's make sure it's the perfect size. So whenever you're doing 3D and you want to do a perfect size, you can just scale it like this, okay? So there's really no way for the player to get across this pressure plate in our current weapon set or our current ability set. But I'm going to make it so that it's, you'll clip that edge, you're still going to press it, okay? All right, there's also going to need to be a press sound, okay? So let's go ahead and open up the script here, and we're gonna create a new audio clip, and it's going to be a, almost like a boggle sound, right? Press sound. Okay, so we're gonna go into Visual Studio here, and we're gonna use C# script to add the audio clip variable, and that parameter will show up inside of the inspector. And then we can just basically say, play that sound. Okay, so we're gonna create a new serialized field. It's gonna be an audio clip, and it's gonna be a press sound. Okay, now let's go to the trigger, enter, and what we're gonna do is basically just go audio source dot play one shot. Who knows what play one shot does? Does anybody know? What does play one shot do? Let us know in the chat. All right, save that. Stop. Something happened there. Save that. It's going to play the press sound, and then it's going to also play the deactivate sound. The deactivate sound, we want it to be an explosion, but we also want some metallic. So let's go ahead and create 2 new sounds. Okay, guys? Let's go. Enter Brave, which is my browser of choice. We're going to go to artlist.io. Okay. And I'm going to go to sound effects here, and we're going to find a press plastic button sound. See what we can find here.
Press the button.
Nope, that's not it.
Please press the button. Нажмите на.
It needs to be really chunky. We could probably utilize this one. Nope. I think we can use this one here. This is pretty good. And it's no surprise, you know, a cassette player is honestly what I was kind of thinking I was looking for. So we're going to open that up in this software right here, which is called Audacity. How many of you in the chat use Audacity? 1 yes, 2 no. Okay. That's good. And we're going to make it lower and crunchier. The way we're going to do that is add a lot of mid-range to the sound, okay? So first things first, we're going to go to EQ and filter, and we're going to just basically increase the mid-range. We may even add a little distortion to it. Okay, so we're just creating a little bit of a, it's not ideal. I wish I was using a software that allowed for a little bit better equalizer, but let's preview this. Good, I like it. Maybe increase the treble a little bit too. Awesome. Okay, hit apply. Also, I want a little bit of a snap sound, like a okay. So let's go to our browser again. And I'm thinking something like a snap, a plastic snap. There we go. Perfect. Oh, a Titanfall 2. We should talk about the factory level. I've heard about that. So the factory level in Titanfall 2 is something to consider. I will do it. Okay, we're going to add this here. Right here. Come on, Thomas. Hold on. Son of a bee. Can't find my sound. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Delete that. I just want this first sound. Good. Tracks, mix and render. Don't worry if you get peaking when you mix and render, because you can actually fix it with the volume tool. Tracks, mix and render. So we're good now. To make it sound a little bit bigger, you can actually add a little bit of reverb. A lot of wet gain, that's fine. Let's hit preview. Bigger room size though, and I'm going to actually bring the wet gain down. Hit apply. Yep, that's good. Again, I'm going to just go ahead and limit it. So we can go to our volume and then do a limiter. Hit apply, and now it's going to limit those peaks. I feel like this portion needs to be a little bit less. And then we need a beep sound. So error, beep. There we go. So basically what we're doing is we're forcing pathing, right? We're forcing the player to pick a path. Okay, here we go. Boom, and then a pop. I think that's fine. Let's do a little bit of lower sound, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, let's take a look. No, I need it to be instant. The reason we need it instant is because of game feel. So we're going to do just a burn, like an error, like a beep, error. Boom. It needs to be instant. I used that sound already. That's good, actually. That'll do, guys. Let's open that up in our folder here and then drag it into Audacity. Good, that's it. Export that as a wave. Let's go ahead and save it into our project folder here. All right, go into Unity. And by the way, guys, just remember you can download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free, my treat to you. You can use it however you want. You can also join my 3D course as well, which is called Easy 3D. And then there's also a webinar below as well. So be sure to check those out. All totally free. Okay, so this is going to be a button or cancel pad press. And this will be officially pressed forever. You can't fix this. It's permanent, right? We have some errors here. I don't know why. Joe Cooper says Thomas is father shelved. No, we're making father right now. This is father. We've changed the story, and that's about it. I mean, just a lot of story elements. We've also decided to make it a changing tower, so the tower changes. But there was always a tower. It's just we decided to make it a changing tower. Okay, this is going to be the press pad, the cancel pad. What's it called? What did I just call it? Press? Wait, what? Pressure? What did I just call it? Is the name of, I can't remember what I called it. Button? What did I just call that? Cancel pad. It didn't save. Okay, let's try again. Why? What? Cancel bad press. It's not showing up in Unity for some reason. Clab Infinity says, is that how you envision the sound to be like, or is this the closest rendition to what you wanted? It's fine. It's not the greatest, but I'm gonna keep moving. The indie games, the indie game developers that are successful, generally speaking, it's not a hard and fast rule, but a good rule of thumb is the ones that are successful just keep moving forward. They commit to things and they keep going. Okay. Next thing I want to do is the pad itself needs to go down. And my theory is we also need to change the material emission. So can somebody find me the code to change the emission of a material? If somebody can find me the code and paste that in the chat, I will use that, and I will give you a thank you. Find the code for me really quick, and then we'll put that into the code here. Right here, good. Then we also need to specify the lever in which it is currently deactivating. So we need to go to this mode here. I'm going to drag this all the way to the top. This is something I wish Unity did better, which is if I want to drag something into a slot, I wish I didn't have to search for it. You know, it's like right here, I believe, this one. Man, it's so hard to know. Which one is it, you know? Okay, it's that one. So it's the second one down when I search for it. So I just go to the pressure plate here. It's right here. And then I find the second one down. And it is going to deactivate this one. Okay? So that should do it. It'll explode that one. We also need to choose the camera. So we'll position the camera right here. Just like this. Control-Shift-F. Whoop, didn't do it. There it is. So now it will point at that and we'll see it. It'll blow that up. Okay? So we'll see it. So this should break that. That's good. It should play that sound. What's the code? Did anybody find the code? Why aren't you guys doing work for me for free? What is wrong with you? Yeah, somebody find the code to change the emission for a material, because I want that to turn off. All right. Additionally, we want this frame to drop down by 1 unit. Okay. So I'm going to go to my lever deactivate script, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new game object, serialized field, audio or game object, and it's going to be called the pressure plate mesh. Yes, good. Okay, Jeff McLeod. As usual, Jeff is always here to help us out. Jeff, how you doing? Thank you so much. Way to go, Jeff. All right, we're going to quickly move that down, and we're going to say pressure plate dot. We're going to call it pressure plate material. So that's going to be its own game object. Serialized field, thank you. We're going to create a new material here that we can reference. It's going to be pressure plate material. We just have that there. And then we're also going to have this go down. Pressure plate dot transform dot position plus equals transform, or pressure plate dot transform dot down or up. Does down work? Yeah, it does. That's good. What is this? Emission color times emission intensity. We're just gonna set it to 0. That's all we gotta do. Okay, right? Come on. Color dot white times 0. Can we do that? And that doesn't work. Yeah. Transform dot negative. Good. Okay, that's it. That'll do. Let's take a look. And we also want to make sure that the pressure plates, we apply all these changes to the pressure plate so that they work across the board. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply all. The pressure plate itself is going to have a box collider on it. Okay. So we'll do a box collider. There it is. Looks good to me. When you enter that trigger zone, it will press. Good. Let's also specify all of these different things, right? The pressure plate game object, the pressure plate material, which is right here. Uh-oh. Why? It needs to be the renderer. Ha, Thomas, don't be stupid. So we need to have pressure plate renderer dot material 0. I think that'll do it. And then we put that here. This is just a mesh renderer, right? That should do it. Okay, why? It doesn't have an expression of type material. Really? Sure it does. Dot. What is it? I can't remember. Materials, 0. Right? Yes. Okay, there we go. Good, good, good. Alrighty. Stray Kitties, I know. It is embarrassing. Okay, guys. Let's go to our lever deactivate and drag in the pressure plate. Boom. There we go. And we are... Hey, I think we're ready to go, guys. We've also specified which lever we're deactivating, right? Good. Okay, and then by the way, let's go ahead and fix this pistol here. This pistol, for some reason, keeps converting back to the wrong one, so I need to set it to pistol. You couldn't see that, but I changed something in the drop-down menu. Hit apply all. Now we are ready to go. Ready? Steady, go. Ready, guys? So what are we looking for? This pressure plate will make that sound. It will press it down by 1 unit. It will turn off the emission, and it will show the camera over here. Let's go. Let's take a look. Man, it all works. It's that easy, guys. Oh. Let me turn this down. Sorry, guys. Very loud. So now we cannot change this ever. So now all we need to do is create an explosion. I think that goes down a little too far, so we're just going to make sure we divide that by 2. And we need an explosion sound, right? So let's head on over to artlist.io. We're just going to look for like a pop, like almost a fireworks pop. Like a little crack, a little psh. These all suck. So let's do explosion. Small. See what we get. That's the best one. Okay, let's download that one. What do we also need? We need a mechanical sound of it breaking, right? So let's look for a broken plate. Okay. That's good. One of those. Download that one. What else we got? That's good too. We'll make it a little bit lower, but that's good. And then also glass break. And then a spark sound. We'll also need a spark sound. Good for me. And one more, guys. Spark. That's great. Download that. And we'll also need a little laughing sound. Okay. We don't need that one, so let's go to our downloads folder. We'll remove that. Okay, so we have this electrical. And it'll fade out slowly. Fade out. Okay. Also, the breaking glass bottle. Remember that we're trying to replicate the sound of a lever exploding. So this is going to be lower. Pitch and tempo, change speed. No, let's change the pitch. Good. Good. That so far so good. I don't even know if we need these other sounds. That sounds pretty cool. Explosion. We're gonna make this faster. And then one more broken glass debris right here. That's great. We're gonna generate silence here. And this is just to make it sound like something hit the floor, okay? You can do a lot with sound, guys, without actually doing it in the game, right? Is the lever actually bouncing on the floor after it breaks? No, it's probably just gonna go through the floor, right? This is great. Here we go. Okay, one sound. We need one more sound. That's it. That's the one. Those were peaking, so we don't want to use those. And then we're going to add some distortion here. Just a little bit of distortion. There we go. Apply. Add a little bit of reverb as well. Just a tiny bit. Okay, and pull this down. And here we go. All right, guys, that's it. And then you mix all those tracks together, mix and render, and bring down the volume to, remember, you want it between -12 and -6. You always want a standard volume for your game. Otherwise, you're going to be really confused when all your sounds have all these different volumes. You want a standard, and then you adjust the volume sliders in the game based on that standard. Okay? So this is going to be lever, explode. Okay, let's go to Unity here. And we don't need, guys, we don't need that much reverb, okay? We just want a baseline of reverb. The main reverb that's going to be controlled is with the reverb zone in the game, which is a giant sphere that tells us to do, you know, I don't know, like an interior room or a cathedral or a cave. So let's go ahead and jump on over to our jumping pad or our little pad here and change out that sound, okay? So let's go to our pressure plate here. We're gonna go to the actual script that controls this, and we're gonna go to the deactivate sound, and it's gonna be the lever brake sound. There it is. Very good. And then finally, what we wanna do is have an explosion, right? I know we have, do we have any sparking? Sparkle blast? No. 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 That'll do. I think the same one that comes out of our gun is totally fine. So we'll do a sparky muzzle flash. Zero that out. Okay. Hit play. There it is. Okay, so it's going in the wrong direction. So we're going to do something like this. There we go. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, this isn't good enough. Well, with indie games, it's got to be good enough. That's the rule that I've pretty much decided. Things have got to be good enough because you just got to get moving, okay? Certain things aren't worth your time. Boom. Okay, so we'll admit that. And then, hey, you know what? I've got a quad here, which is a Moss quad. And it might actually, this one right here, we could probably put it behind the plate so it looks like it popped. Let me show you what I mean. This right here, we could do this. I'm going to break the prefab connection though. And I'm going to see what it looks like. Okay. It's probably a bad idea. It's not going to work. We got a problem here. Ah, yes, I got it. We're going to have this here, and then we're going to go to the actual object that should break is just this. Okay? So the lever itself will be disabled. That's all it's going to do. So let's go to our, let's see here. Pressure plate here. Go to the actual script here, which is this one here. And we're going to say, okay, so we're setting it, you know, that's not going to work. I think what we should do is which lever dot enabled equals false. That way you can't use it. What is happening? Which lever? Got it. Okay, so the final thing we need to do is we need to go to serialized field, And then we're going to go to, it's a game object, and it's lever graphic to disable, to deactivate. What's the difference between activated and enabled in Unity? Does anybody know? What's the difference between activated and enabled? There's a difference. If lever graphic to deactivate exists, then lever to deactivate dot set active equals false. And then we're also going to enable see, this is too much work. This is too much work. We really don't want to do this. We need to just find a child. That's what we need to do. We need to find the child. So what we need to do is if which lever exists, then we go to which lever dot child. How do you get child? How do you search for a child's name? I usually don't do this. Get child name. How do we do this? Does anybody remember? Lever graphic to deactivate. Blah blah blah. We don't need that. Okay. So we need to first and foremost find the particle child and emit it, and then also find the lever child and deactivate it. Transform.find. Got it. Thank you. If which lever exists, then we go to which lever dot transform.find, and then we find that child name, which is going to be lever dot set active dot game object dot set active to false, and also which lever dot transform.find particles dot game object dot get component. Actually, just do get component particle system actually, we'll do this. We'll call it particles parent dot set active equals true. How do you activate the children? I can't remember. We'll try this. We'll try this first. Particle system dot emit. We'll just see if this works. 10. Should that work, guys? Yes? We'll see if that works. As long as the names are correct. Lever and particles, okay? So this is going to be... So let's go over to the lever itself and see if we can get it to work. Good. It's called lever, and then this one's going to be called particles. I'm going to go ahead and unpack this prefab completely because I don't want it to be linked to that one. You think that should work, guys? Particles. And then, you know, if I hit emit once, that's what it does. Okay. But I don't want it to play on awake. But that's what it should do. With a particle count of 10, what would it look like? Boom. Pretty big. I think it's too big. So we're just going to do a particle count of 1. It's not going to emit on awake. So let's go to back here and we're going to do emit of, let's just do 2. How's that? Why isn't this working? Get component particle system, because incorrect syntax. And we are good to go. Yay. Okay. Go to Unity here, and I think we could probably make this cone shape a little bit more interesting. Maybe. Let's shrink the frickin' radius is huge. If we do a bigger angle, what happens? Nope, it's not gonna work. That's fine the way it was. Okay, let's hit play. Boom. Looks good to me. I think that's it. It should work. All right, let's hit play. Got some errors, guys. Double check. Weird syntax there, but other than that, we're good to go. What? Stop. Good. Okay, guys, let's check it. All right, hit play. And by the way, if you're just joining me and you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and leave a like and leave a comment. All right, got my pistol, got my axe. I also need that to I want to be able to whack that with a gun, and it actually does something. So, okay, it didn't work. Object reference exception. We didn't see the particles. Why? Got a null reference exception here. Let's take a look. We can't find the particles for some reason. So that's a really important question. Why can't we find the particles? They're right there. .get component. Ah, it gets destroyed. That's why. We don't need that. Now we know. Let's hit play and try again. Oops. That's great. All right, good. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's fine. You wonder what we could do with it. Like maybe this could fly out, you know? If I made this a box collider and then a rigid body, and then you made it is kinematic, I do wonder what would happen. We could try. I mean, let's just give it a shot, right? We can find the lever and get the component. Transform.find lever.get component rigid body is kinematic equals true, right? Or false. And then also we could say that's actually all we need to do. We'll see what happens. I'm going to make it so that I think it should be fine. It should sort of push itself out, which sounds really weird, but use gravity is true. But if it's kinematic, it won't use the gravity. So that's theory. You guys want to give it a shot and see what happens? Those particles, why are they emitting? I don't know. Let's hit play. Okay, let's go. Uh-oh. That was weird. Not sure. I know. It's because this lever object has a giant box collider, and this lever has a box collider that's getting confused. And that, my friends, is why you set the box collider size to 0, so that it just falls through the ground. And we're also going to destroy it. And here's what you do. Which lever? Find. And then you say, watch this, destroy. All right, game object dot destroy. And after it falls through the floor, give it 3 seconds. It'll destroy itself. Why? What? Ah. Why? What are you doing, Thomas? There we go. It should just do it. Why? What's going on? Dot destroy. Ah, yes. Destroy. Pfft, Thomas. And then after 3 seconds. I mean, why not just 2 seconds? Yay! That should do it. So what's it going to do? It's going to push it out. But because it has a 0 box collider, it'll just sort of tumble. And it'll eventually destroy itself. Okay? Okay, so that's why we're getting those issues with the lever, because the box collider was in the way of the actual trigger. What? Duh. But the sound is great, isn't it? Mephi says, I wish I had the energy to make games. Truth is, you do. I assume you probably do. You just think you don't. You keep telling yourself that you don't, but you do. I could be wrong there, but 90% of the time, that's true. Hey, let's add some, that's hilarious. Why don't we add some rotation to it? Can somebody find the code for me to make it spin randomly? Does anybody know? If anybody can find that, that would be great. Somebody write the code for me for which lever.transform.find lever get component rigid body is kinematic. So pause it right now, look at this code, and find the code for me to add some sort of torque or some sort of rotational energy to it. And once you find that, I'll go ahead and put it in here, okay? That works great for me. What else is on the list? Trigger pad, braking, X on trigger pad. That all works, so we need to just make sure we go to this over here, which is the same thing. This path here will do the same thing. So all we do is we find that lever, right? And I'm gonna drag in the second one from the bottom, bang, right there. It's got the lever explode and the cancel pad press. And let's just double check that that's the right one. It is, good. So let's try this one over here and make sure it's correct. Rigid body to add torque, forward, and then force. Okay, thank you. Mohammed, thank you very much. I love you guys. This is the best way to make games because I have basically a bunch of interns working for me while I make it. So this is, you spelled it wrong. I'm just kidding. Vector3.forward times, we're gonna do random.range 100 and 200. Or we'll do negative 200 and then 200. That's it. I have a feeling that should be fine, but we'll see. Usually you have to do a pretty heavy force. I don't know why, but you do. So let's try it out. It's never a shame to ask for help. That's totally right, Mikes. And it's never a shame to listen to other people, even if you're the leader. Okay? So I'm the leader of this game. I'm the art director. However, today with Felipe had some great ideas, and I was wrong about some game design mechanics. And I was adamant that I was right. But we worked it out, and he was actually right. In the long run, after it was 2 days of debating about something, he was actually correct. And that's okay. Okay, let's try this out. Whoops. Got to position that camera, guys. So let's select this. What I love about this system is it's super duper easy to set everything up. So, for example, I just go to my lever. I find the... Wait a second. Wait a second. That's incorrect. Something's wrong here. Where's the camera? Why is it set up over there? It should be exactly where it was, which is right here. That's so weird. I don't know why it did that, but it did it. Why did it do that? Sometimes I get really confused. Oh no, wrong, Thomas. Yeah, you need to go to the lever deactivate, and the camera in here is what you need to position. So we'll just position it right here, right? But you don't want to see the doors because the player might be at the door, and then you won't be able to see the player. In this game, you can't see the player. It's like Half-Life. You never see Gordon Freeman. Captain Gene says, so the game is not Father anymore. Well, no. But, I mean, it is, but it's totally different. We've just changed the name and everything. And it's way better. Good deal, Thomas. So for some reason I didn't get any spin there. Does anybody know why? Let's take a look at our code here. And let's figure out, why am I not getting a spin with the lever? Does anybody know? Why am I not getting a spin with this? I want it to flip when you shoot it out. Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? Vector? Vector 3 forward? Maybe it's doing this, you know? So what about left? Sorry, right. We could try that. Ready, guys? Let's go. It's not doing it. Does anybody know? Why are we not getting a rotation of that rigid body? The value needs to be bigger. It's between negative 200 and 200. Really? Okay. That's tiny. That's just really big. But okay. Boy, oh boy, I don't know. It might be 0 still? Why? Nope. Is it just, maybe we just multiply it times 2,000 and call it a day? How about 20,000? No, I mean, there's no way that if it, maybe it needs to be a float. Maybe that was the issue. Well, if it's random, then how could it be that 4 times in a row it was just straight? Guys, 69 Mega is back in the chat. Can somebody ban them? I don't know what's going on there. So I have no idea why that's not working. I really want it to work. Random is at the force, not the angle. How do we do the angle? Oh! Yeah. Thank you. Who was that? Zhawa? Yao? Can we do that? There's the torque and there's the force mode. What do we do? Force mode dot impulse? I don't think that's it. Okay. All right. Let's go. Frickin' moron. No, kinematic is, that's good. I'm just going to have it disable. Remember what I said, guys? Eventually, you just need to deal with it. Eventually, you just get it over with and deal with it. Let's see how this looks and call it a day. No, the rotation is not locked. My theory is because the box collider is set to 0, 0, 0. That's my theory. So I'm fine with just keeping it like it this. Fine with me. Don't care. All right, guys. That's all I've got time for. I'm going to head to the gym. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers. Get over here. Get down. Hey, thanks for watching. By the way, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below. It's my treat to you. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and I actually got to play it with him in front of his audience, which was really cool. This game kit is totally free. It's my treat to you, and you can use it however you want. You can make a commercial game and make $1 million off this game kit. I don't care. Or you could just use it for a hobby project. It's my treat to you. And by the way, if you haven't clicked like, that would mean a ton to me. Hit subscribe. And also, this is important, hit that notification bell. Here's why. If you get notified of when I'm live, you can... What do you mean? So if I do this, rigidbody.addTorque.transform, we could try that. So the torque would be transform.up to what's the torque? Is that a vector3.right? And then this? Really? Oh, it's a torque value? What? What are you talking about? I don't get it, what you're talking about. What was that again? Transform.up times torque times turn? I guess.